guys, these are the video instructions for step 7. Whoa, if you've made it to step 7, you are almost done because there are just 8 steps in this essay and project. Okay, so here are the instructions for step 7. In step 7, you are going to compare and contrast Odysseus with your personal hero. And we're going to do this a couple of ways. First, we're going to explore what it actually means to compare. Then you are going to do a multimodal option. These are meant to be fun. It's going to be graded, not for perfection, but for effort. And the reason is I want you to do something to really kind of help you brainstorm and compare Odysseus and your hero. So I'll go over that in a minute. And then you're going to write a paragraph comparing Odysseus to your hero. Now, it is important that before you start writing or before you really even start any of these, that you remember your opinion on Odysseus. Because if you think Odysseus is not a hero, you want to, as you compare Odysseus to your hero, really point out the ways that Odysseus is less heroic. If you think Odysseus is a hero, as you compare him to your hero, you want to point out their similarities and things they have in common that make them both heroes. So just kind of keep your purpose in mind for this paragraph. It is a comparison paragraph, but there's also like an argument within it. So you shouldn't lose track of whatever you're trying to say about Odysseus. All right, so let's get started. When you go to the task slide, it will say use the right-click trick to define compare. So I already have that up. I'm going to take the definition and I'm going to paste it right here. All right, so to compare means to estimate, measure, or note the similarity or dissimilarity between. So I'm pointing that out because I know probably up to this point you've been told to compare and contrast things, but the word compare actually contains within it the idea that you're contrasting. So when someone tells you to compare something, they're actually not telling you only to say what's similar, okay? When you're comparing something, you're looking for similarities and dissimilarities. The word compare actually means compare and contrast. So I just want to start there because I remember when I was in college, professors would be like, okay, write this, comparing this, and people would be like, well, can we contrast it? And they would be like, compare means compare and contrast. And you never really forget when someone makes you feel stupid. So I've never forgotten that. All right, so compare means to compare and contrast. So if I say compare, I mean compare and contrast. All right, so this word actually means compare and contrast. Whoa, mind blown. All right, so let's go over the multimodal activities on the next slide. You are going to get a grade for the multimodal part of this step. Complete this step to help you brainstorm, and then you are going to use the document on Classroom to draft your paragraph. And this link where it says video instructions will have this video I am filming. Okay, multimodal options. Let's see. All right, it says place your work on the next slide to be graded. So you are going to be turning this notebook in. I'm not going to grade the entire thing. I'm going to be checking specific slides, and this next slide will be one of them. So whatever you do for your multimodal thing, put it here or put a link to it here. All right, so what can you do for your multimodal step? All right, so you could explore the comparison between Odysseus and your hero in a visual way. For example, on the next slide, you could find a picture of your hero, find a picture of Odysseus from the virtual text, graphic novel, wherever, something you find on the internet, and just kind of look at the two of them and just brainstorm what comes to mind, what are the differences, what are the similarities, and see if that sort of sparks something for your paragraph. So on the slide, you would just have a picture of your hero, picture of Odysseus. So that's one option. Another option could be find someone to talk to, you and anyone. This could be just a sound recording, or it could be a video, and just talk about your heroes. Just like practice comparing your heroes. So you're comparing, you're thinking of reasons why someone is a hero, You could talk about Odysseus, but if it's someone who's not in this class and they're like, I don't really remember that much about Odysseus, then it can just be your heroes. The art option. You can imagine if your hero and Odysseus met. Would they work together? Would they have a conflict? Just kind of create some kind of imaginary, like your hero and Odysseus or your hero versus Odysseus. This could be a sketch. This could be a poster, like really anything your mind can think of. I just thought that could be kind of fun. And for a video, there will also be a Flipgrid option where you can just kind of talk through your ideas of comparing your character to Odysseus. So what I'm imagining here is you go to Flipgrid, start the video, and just kind of, stream of consciousness, whatever, top of the dome, is that what the children say? The youths, just kind of, whatever comes to mind, say it. And then if you're like, oh, that was a good point, note, that will go in your paragraph, okay? So these are our multimodal options. Now, if you don't like any of these, if you have a better idea, I'm all for you having a better idea. So if you want to do something else to compare your hero and Odysseus, multimodally in some type of medium other than just writing, just ask me and I'll probably say yes. All right, so whatever you do, you're going to put it here. You're going to get a grade for effort, okay? And then you're going to write a paragraph comparing and contrasting Odysseus to your hero. So I'm just going to do a quick preview of that document. This will be on Classroom. All right, so you will have your own copy of this on Classroom. So it goes over the purpose of the paragraph. You're going to pick one of your personal heroes and compare him or her to Odysseus. But like I said, I want you to keep your argument in mind. So if you think Odysseus is a hero, your comparison should be mostly flattering. And I have an example sentence for that. If you don't think Odysseus is a hero, then you want to compare them in a kind of unflattering way. And I have an example for that. Now, as you're going through this process, it is okay if you realize, oh, okay, my personal hero is like actually much better than Odysseus and makes Odysseus look bad, but I'm writing about Odysseus being a hero. That's okay. You can make the point that, yeah, okay, this person's more heroic than Odysseus, but still find some connection that like shows Odysseus is kind of like them. It's also okay if you realize, oh, wow, Odysseus is kind of like my hero, but I'm saying Odysseus isn't a hero, okay? Remember, Odysseus can have some heroic qualities, but still not be a full hero. All right, so there's an outline for you to use, and then I have examples. Now, I wrote 2 paragraphs because I wrote an example comparing him to one of my heroes, Tina Turner, that shows their similarities and makes Odysseus seem heroic. Then I also wrote an example comparing him to Lauryn Hill and making him seem less heroic. And I did this just because I wanted you to see whichever way your argument was, I wanted you to see an example. You do not have to write 2 paragraphs. You don't have to make him look heroic in one, make him look less heroic in the other. You want to focus on whatever your argument is. If you think he's a hero, compare him in a flattering way. If you don't think he's a hero, compare him in an unflattering way. Now, if you get super into this, if this is like really exciting for you and fun, you can write more than 1 paragraph. You can compare and contrast him with more than 1 hero if you want to, but you only have to do 1. I hope this has made sense. Get to comparing.